Jurassic World Rebirth is to be the most terrifying film in the Jurassic series to date. That's what early viewers are stating. Yes, in case you were worried that the film wasn't going to be grounded or as scary as the originals, CinemaCon dropped from the barren desert of Vegas to reassure us that all is well. Because that first trailer was honestly kinda disappointing. It presented a more light-hearted film than I think we were all expecting, with way too many jokes. But it had some great visuals and some fresh, interesting ideas for the franchise. Plus, it's directed by the GOAT, Gareth Edwards, the legend behind Godzilla. So we held out hope that maybe it was just a bad trailer designed to look as inviting as possible for the general audience. To be like, hey mum and dad, it's okay, bring your kids to see this, it's not gonna scare them. Just so they can make as much dollar as possible, whilst permanently scarring as many kids as they can. But based on the title, you're probably guessing that, yes, the trailer didn't present the full picture, and that the final film will be way scarier than even we speculated. So, we have a description of the trailer, which includes one very weird detail that could ruin the film. But first, let's take a look at what people are saying, because it gets me super hyped. Now first off, Gareth Edwards stated that he wants Rebirth to be as realistic as possible. Even if the dinosaurs don't look completely accurate, they can definitely act it. And for the past few films, they've behaved more like cartoon characters than actual animals. Now before we get to the reactions, be sure to chomp that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to not miss out on everything Jurassic related. Dan Baptista says, they weren't kidding. The new Jurassic World Rebirth footage was the scariest thing we've gotten from the franchise in decades. Which is just amazing to hear. The trailer really didn't present that, so hopefully this next preview we're getting showcases the actual scares and tension. The Holofile says, a new trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth is shown to the CinemaCon crowd. The footage certainly looks scarier and darker than anything we've seen in the Jurassic Park franchise. Darker than The Lost World? I mean, that's gonna be insane if true. Tessa Smith says, just got a new trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and Scarlett was not joking when she said they are putting the scares back in the franchise. I have chills. These dinosaurs are not playing around. TCU says, we just saw a brand new trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and oh my Game of Thrones, I think it's meant to be God, it looks insane. James Preston says, Jurassic World Rebirth looks pulpy and mean as hell. Gareth Edwards has an eye for scale on the project, and visually it may be the best the franchise has ever looked. Not entirely sold on the story yet, but that's neither here nor there. I'm on the same page, to be honest. I'm not 100% convinced from the story, but I'm glad Gareth Edwards' amazing sense of scale is still present in the film, because the trailer didn't really show much of it off, but clearly they're just hiding all the good stuff from us, which I'm okay with. You've already sold me, Gareth. One Take says, we just saw the trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and it looks to be the scariest entry in ages. It's visually the best looking film in the franchise, and reminds us of Alien Romulus. Nobody is safe, even the kids apparently. I mean, whether that comment is good or not is probably dependent on whether you like Alien Romulus. I thought it was great and visually incredible, so if this is going to be the most visually impressive Jurassic film whatever, that's getting me really hyped. And he says that not even the kids are safe. It's really going to break boundaries if they just have T-Rexes eating the kids. I know a lot of people comment that they don't like the kids in these movies, so maybe Rebirth is going to be the answer to that, and the dinosaurs might actually eat the kids. Charles says, first trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth looks sick and somewhat of a new approach and fantastic visuals. So I stand by my statement, baby, this won't be the one that flops in July. It's going to be a busy summer season when it comes to film. I mean, we've got Jurassic World, Superman, and the new Fantastic Four all coming out in the same month. But this is Jurassic we're talking about, the king of blockbusters. I have no doubt this film's coming out on top in summer. That hashtag show says, the new footage from Jurassic World Rebirth is absolutely terrifying. It looks like they really want to lean into that with dinosaur attacks, tension, and plenty of action. The footage they showed off was awesome and got a round of applause from the crowd. And finally, Scott Menzel says, I gotta say that Jurassic World Rebirth trailer gave me goosebumps. It looks so damn terrific. So, some incredibly positive reactions from viewers there, with all of them having the same opinion that the visuals and tone are incredible, and a return to form for the franchise, and also the fact that Rebirth will be the scariest film in the series, potentially even more so than the original, the king of the dinosaur horror genre. Viewers praise Gareth Edwards' utilization of darkness, shadows, and impressive scale, and how this feels like a real horror. So all those jokes from that first trailer, they make more sense now. If this has some of the biggest scares in the franchise, they need something lighter-hearted to balance that out. As I had hoped, the first trailer was made just for the general audience to tell them this film exists, and they're saving the good stuff for the actual film, which I'm okay with. I want to see this on the biggest screen possible, and that'll make it super impactful. But what actually was in the footage? Well, we have a description thanks to various reports from attendees. The footage begins with an alarm going off in the lab, with someone getting stuck inside a chamber with one of the mutant dinosaurs, the red room we see in the marketing materials, and then she gets snatched away by the dinosaur. In the island we're heading to, 24 species have survived there alone. A T-Rex is walking into water, chasing a group of people on a dinghy. Lots of shots from scenes in that first trailer. Survival is a long shot, says Jonathan Bailey's character, as they're trying to escape the island on a boat. The Mosasaurus finds them and attacks them. There are several scenes reminiscent of the old films, including one scene in which Scarlett Johansson lures a raptor-like dinosaur away from the others, running towards a jeep, similar to what Ian does in Jurassic Park. Sounds awesome, and I'm willing to bet these scary scenes all the viewers are talking about is that opening with the D-Rex, snatching away someone that got stuck in its chamber. The mutant looks genuinely horrifying, and I know the concept isn't for everyone, but this is right up my alley. And I'm super happy that the raft scene, which is directly adapted from that original book, is as impactful as described in the novel. It's such a cool scene, and I'm really excited to see it on the big screen. Although there is one thing that's caused a stir online, and that's in a Variety article that states there's something of a fire-breathing T-Rex. Now, I just thought this was a mistake. Perhaps the D-Rex's breath in the gas chamber looks like fire, or maybe someone throws a flare in the Rex's mouth, and it does a similar thing that Zeb did in Dominion. There has to be a reasonable explanation for this. That was until Collider also said there is a fire-breathing T-Rex. Now that's odd, right? But I was just going to assume that they just didn't properly interpret something that was happening on screen. But just recently, I saw the Rebirth T-Rex toy, and look, there's an orange light in its mouth. Is the T-Rex gonna breathe fire? Was InGen trying to make their own Godzilla? Can someone please explain what is happening? Because if Gareth said he wanted to make the film as realistic as possible, and then introduced a fire-breathing Tyrannosaurus, that would be the funniest contradiction since.
The stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
Still, I'm going to assume it's a Dominion situation, and maybe one of the characters threw a flare in the Rex's mouth. But overall, this has only got me more hyped. I was a little disappointed by the tone of that first trailer, but what do you think? Are you excited for Rebirth? And do you think there's actually going to be a fire-breathing T-Rex? Let us know in the comment section down below. We've got plenty more dinosaur videos to come, including a trailer breakdown on the Primitive War trailer. That film looks incredible, so get excited for that. Don't forget to subscribe and chomp the notification button to become a resident of DangerVille today. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you residents in the next one.